my background, was built in 1970s by my grandfather, and in this cellar there are all the ancient barrels. Fattoria del Teso has a story that goes back to the 800s, as the villa was a villa from a general of the Napoleon army, and the villa is now private, owned by my family. And in the back there is the cellar, where we have the aging of the red wines and the aging of our famous Vinsanto. So if you follow me, I will explain you inside the building. So down here is the cellar. In this cellar there are about 50 barrels of the capacity of 10,000 liters each. These barrels are now not in use anymore, as now we age our Monte Carlo Rosso DOC wine in the cement tanks, which are in the modern cellar, and these barrels are now used just as a museum, and they're full of water. In this cellar we usually hold our wine tastings, and also we host lunches, dinners, and special events. In the back of the cellar, over there are about 30 smaller barrique barrels, and these barrels are used for the production of our super Tuscan wine named Amphidiamante. Our Amphidiamante is a very special wine. We produce about 2,000 bottles of our Amphidiamante, and this wine is aged 12 months in the barrique barrels, and that's the only wine we now have that ages in wood. Of course, aside from the Vinsanto, which is another story, and I will take you up there now. This is the harvest of the grapes used for the production of our special Vinsanto. So the grapes are 100% Trebbiano grapes, which are hand-picked and are put in this plastic basket, hand-carried to this special cellar, where they are all hand-let down on these straw mats, and all this cellar will be full of these straw mats with the grapes. And these grapes stay here. Now we are in the month of August, and they will stay here approximately until January. This process helps the sugars to concentrate, the grapes will dry, we will have a very high concentration of sugars in the grapes, and we will then start the process of the production of the Vinsanto by pressing these grapes with a soft hand press. The Vinsanto will then be aged upstairs in the attics in our small and historic chestnut barrels, and it will stay there at least for 10 years, but usually much more. So here we are in our historic Vinsantaia. This place is where the Vinsanto is aged. These small barrels are all small chestnut barrels coming from an old Scotch whisky distilleries, and they were bought around the 70s. The barrels are sealed with cement, this because of the high pressure that develops while the Vinsanto is aging. Sometimes some of these barrels explode, and that's why we have a black spot on the ceiling, and that's because one of the barrels exploded. So in these barrels, which are then opened with this special device, in these barrels we keep our Vinsanto, again, as I said, for at least 10 years. But as you can see here, we have our Vinsanto 2005, and also some barrels keep 1999 Vinsanto and 2006 Vinsanto. So our last vintage of Vinsanto that is now on sale, and then we bundled this 2003 Vinsanto, and we also have a small amount of 1998 Vinsanto. This is something very, very special, as the majority of Vinsantos on sale are not that old. And again, our Vinsanto, the more recent Vinsanto that we have, is from 2003.
Aspetta, c'è qualcosetta qua, Che se manca poco poco si travasa, se proprio